Good evening. Hello. Once again, I've somehow managed to get myself into the position where I meant to record this yesterday, and instead I'm doing it the next day, having forgotten, at 5 a.m. Now, I wasn't wasting my time per se the last 2 nights. I was having fun with friends, so it's not really time wasted, right? But still, I don't want to have too long of a gap between these. Yesterday, me and my friend continued our Elden Ring co-op randomizer for the entire night after I got off work. Honestly, it was a little difficult, and I wanted to call it quits a dozen times, not because the game was hard, but because I had already gone to work tired and it was a busy day at work. So I was extra tired, just sort of like a zombie in my chair. If it was a keyboard game instead of a controller game, I think I wouldn't have been able to play. Still, we did a number of things, and much to our triumph and somehow dismay, we managed to beat Moog, who got replaced with Millennia. Both phases too. It did not get rid of that second phase. If you've played Elden Ring and you've made it to the Halig tree, then perhaps you know of what I speak. But if you haven't played the game and you don't know of what I speak, that's fine too. Just know it was extremely difficult, and a lot of people found its difficulty to be a detriment to the game experience, which in a lot of cases I can understand, right? Like if something's unfair or it's too hard, it can be unfair. But in this very specific case, there was almost never a situation in which it wasn't my fault that I died. And I'm just really glad that both me and my friend understand this equally, and we had such a great time fighting the boss over and over and over and over again. We were having so much fun that we got sad when we beat it. Today was a lot more interesting than... Oh, hold on, I've just remembered. Did I make a video on Friday? Well, either way, today was much more interesting because I booked off work about a month ago for a close friend of mine for their piano recital. They've been studying classical music and piano in uni for I think 5 years now, and they performed a number of classical pieces and one that they had written themselves, which was on par with a number of the classical pieces presented. She did end up playing my personal favourites. Not that she chose them because they're my personal favourites. I don't listen to classical music very often. I just hear it and know which ones resonate with me, I guess. That being Claire de Lune and... oh, there's this one. I don't know the name of it, but it was the first one she played for the recital. And it's in an SFM video. Hold on, you could see me look this up live. Okay, wait, the description of the video does not have the song. I thought it would get like content ID'd, but I guess there's nobody going around content claiming music from the whatever century. Still, it's the one that goes like dun 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 dun. It's like the sort of... it sounds a bit like a slow spiral. It's very dramatic. Maybe I'll ask my friend, like tomorrow or something, whether or not they can give me the name just from me making trills with my mouth. After that, we went out to eat, me and a bunch of mutual friends and some non-mutual friends. It was a largely entertaining dinner, but it's put me... it's made me realize that at some point in the last few years, I've lost all my confidence with strangers. Like if I'm at work, it's fine, I can talk to somebody asking where something is. But I can't make conversation with people at parties like I could 2 years ago. I don't know why. I don't know what happened. Maybe I've been going outside less, or maybe the various life events have given me permanent debuffs or something of that nature. I can't be sure. All I know is something's changed and I don't think it's for the better. I have school tomorrow. I don't think I'm going to make it, so I probably won't go. I feel bad, but I probably won't go. The script reading's at like 10 a.m. and that is only 5 hours from now. I'm not going. I can't do that. Don't be like me. Get sleep. Go to your classes. Don't be like me. This sort of time of year, in this year specifically, 2025, is interesting to me, because almost everybody I know is finishing up uni, my classmates who didn't fail classes last semester are finishing uni this semester. My friends who go to different universities are finishing up their classes this semester and getting their degrees or their diplomas or their bachelors or whatever. And not a one of them knows what they're going to do. Like, they all went to school, and now some of them don't want to get a job, but are being pressured by parents or economic circumstances. Some of them want to get a job but can't find one. And some of them don't even know what job they could get related to their studies. I don't think I know a single person who has a path directly outside of uni. Maybe there's one, but not off the top of my head. And it's kind of sad, because they spent all that time and all that money, and now they're as directionless as they were when they went in. So what was the point, right? I don't know. I'm sure their studies will bring value to them in some way soon. Something I've avoided talking about in any depth or detail on this is love, romance, and sexuality, and I think I will keep it that way. Because I don't want this to be about that unless my life becomes about that, which at the moment it's not. But heartbreak's an incredible thing. I feel like I've had more of it in these last 2 years than I've had in, well, the rest of my whole life. It's a powerful tool for writing. I wrote 12 songs when I was extremely sad. Maybe because I was thinking less about the notes and the chords, and I was thinking more about the words coming out of my mouth as I strummed. Maybe that made it easier to write, but there's something very interesting that the guy from Tame Impala said in an interview once. He said that you can't write music without something to write about. It exists to capture an emotion or a feeling. So if you're not feeling anything new or experiencing anything new, then anything you write's going to be garbage. That wasn't verbatim, but that was the gist of what he said. And I think I agree. I feel like you can tell when a song is written for the sake of having a song written rather than for the sake of getting something off someone's chest. There is a band called Valley whose music for the most part, is pretty terrible. Well, not terrible, but extremely mediocre. All of their songs just felt like songs for the sake of songs, like imitation hits, just trying to capture what is popular on the radio. But then, last fall, they released an album produced by the frontman from Coin, which is another band. And there is a reason I have it on vinyl. They changed their whole writing style. Their songs feel like they actually mean something to the person who wrote them. And they're very specific to the band itself. I love it when songs are uncoverable. Like you can cover any song if you can figure out the notes. But if the lyrics of the song are so specific to the person who wrote them and the person who performs them normally, then anybody else singing it feels wrong. Like covers of anything off of Porter Robinson's Nurture album feel wrong to me because of how specific to his life that album is. Like, it will never hit the same when the words are coming from someone who hasn't felt what the words are saying. I think you can get most of the way there, though. Like, if you've had a similar enough life experience, maybe you can understand the lyrics more, and subtly those emotions will flow through you as you think about the words, and that'll come out in your performance. Maybe. I'm not an expert. I make music, but I don't know if I make good music. I'm not very good at guitar. I can strum, I can't do fingerstyle, there's a lot I can't do. Speaking of guitar, I sort of went into this one deciding that finally I will give in to viewer demands and I will play a few of the requested songs. I know one person requested 3 and another person requested 1, so I think I'll pick one from each person. I did look them all over just to see if they were playable, and for the most part they are. Just don't expect accuracy, okay? Expectations low. Lower down. Low expectations, please. That being said, I think I have something wrong with my throat today. It sort of feels off when I swallow, even after drinking water and such. So, if I croak during the singing, I apologize. It's not in my control right now. Anyways, I'm going to set up the acoustic and then you'll hear from me. Okay, so this is a bit of an odd circumstance. made a community post last night instead of posting this because yesterday the recording equipment was fighting back. Rather than re-record the whole episode or the whole video or whatever to call it, I'm just going to pick up where my problems started and make this. Anyway, here's the first song. This is Hallelujah by Leonard Cohen. I believe it was requested on the first video with guitar in it. I think. I haven't gone back to check. Yeah. Secret chord that David played and it pleased the Lord. You don't really care for music, do ya? It was like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall, the major lift, barefoot king composed in hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Your faith was strange and needed proof. You saw her bathing on the roof, the beauty in the moonlight overthrew ya. Tied you to a kitchen chair, she broke your throne, she cut your hair. From your lips she drew the hallelujah. 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 They took the name in vain, but how do you know the name? If I did, well really, what's it to ya? There's a blaze of light in every word. It doesn't matter which you heard, the holy or the broken. Hallelujah. 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 I did my best, it wasn't much I couldn't feel, so I tried to touch. I've told the truth that didn't come before ya, and even though it all went wrong, I stand before the Lord of Song. Nothing on my tongue but hallelujah. 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 was really quite rough. My voice has been in better states than it has this week. If you can't tell, I'm getting a little bit croaky because I've recorded this bit a number of times, but bear with me. If the croakiness is too off-putting, then you always have the option to skip past or stop listening. Anyway, the next song is Nothing by Bruno Major. It's a song I didn't know myself, and I'd never heard of, but it is quite a cute song. I will not play it with 100% accuracy, because my fingers aren't that good at that. But this is an approximation of sorts. So, yeah, here we go. Tracksuits and red wine, movies for two. We turn off our phones and we'll take off our shoes. We'll play Nintendo, but I always lose. So you watch the TV whilst I'm watching you. Though we might not be dancing by the light of the moon. There's nothing like doing nothing with you. Dumb conversations, we lose track of time. If I told you lately, I'm glad that you're mine. We'll watch The Notebook for the 17th time. I'll say it's stupid, then you'll catch me crying. But not making out on a boat in the rain. And a house I've painted blue. There's nothing like doing nothing with you. So shut all the windows and lock all the doors. We're not looking for no one, we need nothing more. You'll bite my lip and I want you more, until we end up in a heap on the floor. You could be dancing on tabletops, wearing high heels, drinking till the world spins like a wheel. Tonight my apartment had so much appeal. And there's nothing like doing nothing with you. There's nothing like doing nothing with you. Yeah, it wasn't very accurate at all. But I've only listened to the song a handful of times, and I'm working with dubiously or chord sheets with dubious accuracy. But it's something, so there. Maybe if I continue practicing it and I feel I can get it to a better state, then I will play it again in another video. if you liked how the acoustic sounded versus the guitar line in or the guitar no line in, let me know. Let me know what you think of this setup rather than the what we had going on with the electric. If you want me to go back to the electric, I will. The acoustic's more of an in-person thing anyway. If you made it this far in the video, thank you. And for those waking up to this or listening to this before they start their day, I hope you have a good one. To those of you who have fallen asleep with this on, I hope I didn't wake you up with the guitar playing. I tried to keep the volume down. And to those of you who fell asleep, sweet dreams. And to, finally, those of you who are falling asleep, rest well. I'll see all of you again in just a few days. I will try my best not to make it 4 days, or 5 days, however many it was this time. Too many. Too many.